Hello, my name is Alvin, Master Numerologist, and I'd like to continue my series on exit points. An exit point is the day, the month, the year, and the age that a soul leaves the body. Today, I would like to talk about Phyllis Hyman. When I think of Phyllis Hyman, I think of a lady with majestic beauty, a lady that stood tall at 6 feet 2 inches. Miss Phyllis Hyman made her transition on June the 30th, 1995. Her first subchord, number 6, rules the heart, emotions, family, and responsibility. The number 6 is curvy, soft, and can become sensitive. Being in love is where the number 6 feel more at home. Searching for an harmonious relationship, being accepted by others is important for the number 6, but more on a personal level. Being the number 6 energy feels more. Number 6 energy is comfortable when I say on a personal level, meaning that those that are more intimate, connected to her, like mother, father, children, grandchildren, the immediate type of family. That's what I mean when I say the number 6 in a more personal way. Phyllis was married to her manager, and I believe the marriage lasted close to 10 years. But both the personal and professional associations ended in divorce. And it's around this time that Miss Phyllis Hyman began using cocaine. Now, Phyllis Hyman's second subchord, which is the number 3, which is derived from adding the 3 and the O together because she made her transition on the 30th. So the 3 energy has half the power of the number 6. The 3 energy allowed Phyllis to reach the top of the music charts as well performed on stage and in the movies. A very gifted singer. The 3 energy enjoys the company of others. The 3 energy is filled with joy and laughter. It is not as demanding as the number 6, so it relaxes more and it enjoys the moment. The number 3 and the number 6 are harmonious, but the 6 energy is a heavier vibration that may at times dampen the joyful spirits of the number 3, because the 6 energy is heavier because it deals with responsibility, because it's the caretaker for others. Usually, mother is taking care of the children, or the father just taking the role of being the male provider. There's a great amount of responsibility that's associated with the number 6 that's not associated with the number 3. So the number 3 can afford to be uh, just a lighter expression. It enjoys itself musically, creatively, and artistically. But the 6 energy being such a stronger, makes such a strong demand that the 3 energy may damper. In other words, the 6 may influence the 3 energy to not to be as joyful, to be as expressive as ordinarily the 3 would be, and in time of, say, apart from um, groups of individuals, the individual that's longing for the 6th vibration may have bouts of, depression, of feeling alone, being left out, feeling as though that she's not, you know, being loved. So that's basically the difference between the 6 and the 3 energy. But usually they do work harmoniously together because there's 2 3s within the 6 energy. Okay, now Phyllis Hyman's third subcore consists of 4 sub-elements. She left the planet in 1995, and so we have the sub-elements of the 1, the 9, the 9, and the 5. Now the 4th sub-element of the number 5 is not as focused as the number 3 and the number 1. So the 1 energy is a focus energy. The 1 energy nowhere it wants to go. It usually have very strong concentration. It usually have a lot of confidence that would take it to its destination. The 3 energy is focused because it's focused when it comes to creative vibration. It's a performer. It knows it wants to sing. It knows it wants to dance. It knows it wants to perform. It knows it wants to act. It knows it wants to express itself. Whereas the five vibrational energy is just like having a variety of different types of experiences. It's not all that focused. So at times it can be a very impulsive vibrational energy. It can be a very impatient kind of vibrational energy, but it's just a sub element, meaning that the vibrational pull of this particular five it won't be as great as the vibrational pull of the first subchord of the number 6, and it won't be as strong as the second subchord of the number 3. But because the 5 energy is there, and if the 6 energy is not finding fulfillment on the love level, then the 5 energy would inject its vibrational frequency, which is a frequency of let's just have a good time. So a 5 energy has a tendency to overindulge in things that are called on a physical level, such as because it's led by its 5 physical senses, so it may have a tendency to go overboard when it comes to eating, sex, drugs, alcohol, things along that nature. There, the 5 energy is prone to surrender. So anyhow, the 5 being impulsive, impatient, it has a tendency to get bored easily and may desire things that's on a darker side. When I say a darker side, I mean just an overindulgence on the things that's this pleasurable. You know, eating is a pleasurable experience, but when you overeat or when you eat to compensate for something that's not happening in your life, then it leads one into perhaps, obesity. And same with recreational drinking. Recreational drinking is one thing, but if you drink it to compensate for something that you want in your life, that you're not getting in your life, then it can take you to darker places, and that also holds true for the other types of intoxicants. So the number 5 is being the fourth sub-element. It's not as strong as the first subchord number 6, but if the 6 is not where it wants to be, being in love or having someone to love or being able to share the love to someone, then the power of the 5 energy can easily slip in and try to fill the emptiness of a 6 heart with pleasurable things from the outside of love, such as overindulgence with food, drugs, sex, and alcohol. Now, let's look at all 4 of the sub-elements added together. You're going to get the compound number of the 24 vibrational energy reduced down to the third subchord number of the number 6. So now we have the third subchord, which is the 6 energy, and we also have the first subchord of a 6 energy, because she left in June and she left in 1995, which reduced down to a 24, which is going to reduce down to the number 6. You got those two sixes. On one hand, those two sixes is coming together to create a 3 energy. But that 3 energy, when added to the second subchord, which is a 3 energy, creates another 6 energy. So now what's happening is the profile now is becoming overwhelmed with a strong, intense desire to be loved. The intensity is mounting. The vibration is increasing higher and stronger. And I'm not seeing none of the masculine numbers to keep the emotional 6 energy in check. Like I'm not seeing a lot of the 1s and a lot of the 4s and a lot of the 8 energies. I'm seeing a lot of 6s popping up. And those 6s right there is just making such a demand upon the heart, making such a demand upon the emotional aspect, that if an individual cannot find balance or check, then this particular energy will feel great emotional stress, despondency, depression will set in. This vibrational frequency definitely is of an individual that needs to be stroked, needs to be loved, needs to be told that they are loved, need to have the comfort of knowing that someone else is in her corner. So that's what that pretty much is symbolizing, that extra 6 energy. So these two sixes, when combined, you're gonna hear the law stream. I need to be loved. That's the echo you're gonna hear, and the heart is longing for love to call its own. A heart bursting from a lack of love, but what the love is not understanding, because the one energy is not there. The love for the self is not there, because you cannot attract love into one's life if you're not willing to give that love to yourself. So not being able to understand that one must first have love in order to attract love. See, you have to have the self-love within you. You have to have the self-confidence. You have to feel valuable within yourself so that you can manifest that love outside of yourself towards yourself. Now, let's add all of our first subchord, which is the number 6. We're going to add that energy to our second two sub-elements, which is 30. So that's going to give us 36 to the four sub-elements of 1995, and we're going to arrive at the compound number of 2031, reduced down to the major core of the number 6. The major core of the 6, we got 3 6s there, okay? And those 3 6s there just tilted the balance towards where she took her life. You know, she committed suicide. She was tired. She was tired of being alone, basically. Her core essence, all that she really wanted was to be loved and to love somebody. And she didn't feel, even though the love might have been there, she might not have been able to recognize the love because the one wasn't there. The love for the self wasn't there. The self-esteem wasn't there. And so she took her life at the age of 45, and that 5 energy once again is indicating that instead of perhaps embracing self-love, she fell in love with um, heroin. She fell in love with alcohol. She fell in love with food. Um, that love should have been it should have been just self-internalized. So anyhow, the 4 and 5 make the 9 vibrational energy, and the 9 energy. And one of its aspects is the energy of completion. You know, it's over. Now, the one piece of information I wasn't able to uncover was she died in her New York apartment. And if you guys know the number of that apartment, I couldn't find that piece of information. The closest I could get was the street number, 211, 56th Street, or something. But, you know, I really wanted to have the actual door, the actual number to the apartment. And that would have really helped me with a fuller analysis to find out exactly what was going on. But those 3 6s pretty much nailed it for me. She died of a broken heart. She died of a broken heart. Her age of number 9 just brought her loneliness to an end. So let me show you on paper what I mean by her those triple sixes. Actually, there was 4 6s, which was a 24 energy that's going to bring you right back down to a number 6. Here's the numbers right here. Can you see that? You know, she was born in the month of she left in June. So that's the first 6 energy there. Her her creativity, her artistry, her voice is right there. And then 1995, which reduces down to the 6 energy. So you can see the 3 6s here, here, and there. You see? And then what happens is when you look at her age, she left at 45 right here. She left at 45, which reduces to 9. But when you add her, when you put the bridge together, that would be her core of the 6 energy right here. This first 6 energy would be her core. Add that to her 9 energy, her age core, that brings you back to just another 6, and then 4 times 6 bring you back to 24, brings you back to yet another 6 energy. And then even down here, these are her birth cycles here. This is a very interesting pattern for the simple fact that she was born in July, which is that this numbers right here, she, in my opinion, she didn't understand This number came first. As a child, um, God was there to instill in her the faith to overcome all things. When a person commits suicide, that means you have lost faith in yourself. You have lost faith in the one, as in the visual. And as you can see, the next number was 6, was the number that overpowered her. See, there's even another 6 energy there. But the 7 came first. The faith should have been there to help her to understand that you really don't need the love from another. You need self-love, and you need the love of God. That should be your guidance there. And then you saw another 6 energy pop up from the 7 and the 6 make a 4 energy here, and the 6 and the 5 makes a 2 energy. This drops down to make another 6 vibrational energy, and her destiny was a 9 energy. You guys, let me go back up here. You see all these 9s? She had 3 9s. So hard for me to see. She had the 9 that comes from her first 2 sub elements that made a 9, and then from her second and third sub elements make a 9. Then those 2 9s made a 9 energy there. Those 2 3s made a 6 energy. She left in 1995. Those double 9s there. She left it at 9, and her destiny was a 9. This is her destiny here, which is the 9 energy. Find it right here. It's so hard for me to see. Her destiny was a 9. Her age that she left, 45. 4 plus 5 was a 9 energy right there. And so all those 9s just reversal of a 6 energy. The 9 energy is also an energy that's all about love, but it's not love on a personal level. It's love to give to the world. So she really had an abundance of love that she wanted to not only share in a personal way, but also in a very impersonal way. She was here to really teach us how to love. But in order to teach us how to love, we first must see the love within yourself, the one energy. But that was the plan, to show the world, how to love. I believe she got bottled up in needing the world to show her love, and I believe we did show her love, but because maybe the self-love wasn't there, she couldn't recognize the love that we had for her, because she probably was always in, self-doubt about her own value, and she just got to the point where she couldn't take it anymore, so um, she committed suicide. So anyhow, that's my analysis of Miss Phyllis Hyman. Rest in peace. And so my next video, I think I'm gonna take a look at Miss Billie Holiday's vibrational energy. I did a video yesterday with Carmen McRae. Carmen McRae had a very strong association with Billie Holiday. So I want to take a look and see what was going on there in Miss Billie Holiday's trans transitional numbers. The numbers that you leave on, once again, demonstrates what's really, tugging at the soul. It's like the numbers that you come in, it's the potentiality of what you're capable of doing. The numbers that you leave on is what you actually get caught up in life. Life can wrap us up, and sometimes we cannot unwrap ourselves in the fabric that life wrap us up in. We don't come in and get wrapped up in drugs and alcohol, or be in an abusive relationship, or being abusive to another individual. But life pulls these different chords, and we become like little puppets, and we lose our self-control. And before we know it, life is controlling us instead of us controlling the life. That's why the first level is so important. Man, know thyself. Seek the kingdom of God first, and all things are added unto you. Spend time with yourself. So that's my message to you guys. Spend some time with yourself. Don't get so all caught up into the home and the family or the job or the outer world. Find some time to seek the kingdom of God within, and that God guide you through this maze called life. Because if God is not there to guide you, You never know when you're going to take the left turn or the right turn or the wrong turn, and you find yourself walking down a dead end street or a one-way street, and you'll never find your way back. So seek the kingdom of God first, and all things must be added until you understand that you are indeed the divine child of God, and God is always with you. Peace.